Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in a Fortnite video. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys some very easy tips and also show you guys one thing that you guys can do to drastically improve your aim very quickly here in Fortnite or any other game. So in this video, I want to show you guys how to improve your aim very quickly. So if you feel like your aim is lacking, or if you're really looking for some easy tips or some things you can do to improve your aim very fast, then this is the video for you. So definitely stay to the end of the video if you guys are looking for some improvements on how to aim better. And real quick, before we get into the video, I'm going to be giving away V-Bucks every single week. So if you guys want a chance to enter my V-Buck giveaway and win 2,000 free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do to enter that giveaway is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you guys do turn on those post notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video. And lastly, comment down below either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into the next giveaway. And also, if you guys like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go down to the bottom, click on support a creator, type in my code. My creator code is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to be sharing with you guys the things that specifically help me aim very good in this game, and why I've been able to have very good aims across any of the games I play, whether it's Call of Duty, whether it's play Fortnite, whatever the case may be. I want to show you guys the things that I do that really have a drastic improvement on my aim, and that allow me to aim very easily and also very effectively here in Fortnite. So the biggest thing for me when it comes to my aim, and the reason why I'm able to aim so very well in this game, is as you can see here with my controller that I recently got. I think I had the controller for like 4 or 5 days now, but I also kind of had on my other controller, I have an elevated analog stick on the right side. And now everyone can get this. It's not very hard to have. Whether you have a pro controller or regular controller, everyone can get an elevated analog stick. But the reason why you want to have one, and it's pretty much so essential to aiming very well in this game, is because you're able to aim a lot faster. You're able to aim a lot more controlled and a lot more accurate. And the reason why I say faster is because when you're moving your analog stick, you're able to, it basically slows it down. But the reason why I say faster is because you only have to move it so much versus having to move it all the way over. So that's why on my sensitivities, I'm able to play just on a little bit higher than most people, which could, for me, playing on like I think I play like a 52% X and Y. A 52% X and Y could be the same as like a 46 or 48 to someone else who has a normal analog stick. So that's why I do play on a little bit higher sensitivity than some of you guys may or may not play on, because I do have an elevated analog stick, so it helps me aim a lot better. And also for those guys who play on regular controller, I know a lot of you guys use Control Freaks. That's the one I'm showing you. It's I think I have the Galaxies, which I heard this the best ones for, or the ones that had the most grip for Control Freaks. So I gave them a try, and personally with this controller, I just have the elevated analog stick, and obviously I wouldn't put another Control Freak on top of it. It would just be absurd, because the analog stick that I have on this one, the elevated one, is already tall enough. I think it's pretty much double the size of my other analog stick. I don't know if I can even go much higher than that. But I really do like the analog stick that I have with this controller. It really helps me aim a lot better. Also, this controller, I have extra tension on the right analog stick, meaning that it's like 3 times as tight as my left analog stick. Me just moving, like, I really have to put force into it to move all the way over. So having an elevated analog stick, and for myself that has extra tension, which obviously if you have a regular controller you wouldn't be able to get, but with the elevated analog stick and extra tension, I'm able to aim so much better than before, especially for myself who plays on linear settings. When it comes to long range shots, it can be a doozy to consistently hit shots over and over from range when you're playing on linear. So having the elevated analog stick and the extra tension really does make a huge and drastic difference to my aim, whether it's close range or long range. But like I said, I did a poll just a few days ago, and most of you guys do play on a regular controller, which definitely makes sense because the pro controllers, you know, the elites, the scuffs, I mean, you're paying upwards of like $200, maybe even more. So they're definitely not cheap by any sort of means. They're very expensive controllers. So it makes sense that a lot of you guys play on regular. So obviously a lot of you guys can get Control Freaks, which are literally like 10 or 15 bucks. You can get them pretty cheap. And I think they make a huge drastic on your game. And I think they're a must have for all players, because having an elevated analog stick, at least on the right side, I wouldn't have it on the left side. I feel like that's just kind of weird, and your movement would be all kind of messed up. And yeah, I don't really recommend that at all. But for the right side especially, it makes a huge difference on the ability to aim, the ability to have more control. And as you can see with my hand cam, it's really easy to control. I'm able to make those small stick analog adjustments without having too much difficulty. And of course, I am on linear settings, which is a lot harder to do on these settings. But as you can see, I can just barely move it left to right 10 times easier, because if I had like no tension, I had a regular analog stick, it would be a lot harder to make those small adjustments just because of the way it feels. And because the higher analog stick, the more you have to move it over for the stick to move. Just because the higher it is, the more you have to turn it. So that's very, very good, because it gives you a lot more control and a lot more ability over your aim, so you can hit targets a lot easier. But like I said, for those guys who have regular controllers, I would highly recommend Control Freaks. Personally, I didn't really use Control Freaks on my Elite controller, because to be honest with you guys, as soon as my fingers got sweaty, I felt like I was slipping all over the place. But for those of you guys who do play on a regular controller, I would highly recommend them. I had the Galaxy ones. I've never tried any of the other ones, so I can't give really a good opinion on the best Control Freaks. But the ones I had, the Galaxy ones, were pretty good. I got them for like 15 bucks just because people were hyping them up. I think a lot of people and a lot of you guys may or may not use them. So I wanted to give them a try, and I thought they were pretty good. But I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for some very simple tips, and I started doing a lot more videos where I share with you guys maybe better settings to improve your aim very fast. And also, I wanted to make a video like this because it's something that you guys can do that I've been using for the longest time that really have given me a huge boost on my aim without having to improve hours and hours and hours. So I'd like to do these these videos where I can show you guys very simple things you can do, and especially with the Control Freaks that are really, really affordable. It's only like 15 bucks. It's not gonna break the bank by any means. So buying something that's very, very cheap, or even just changing a few settings that can really make a huge difference on your game. I really do like making videos like this because I know it helps you guys out quite a bit, and also a lot of you guys do enjoy this content a lot more. And also, one thing that I do, if you feel like your aim is, maybe you're overcorrecting your shots, maybe you feel like you have a hard time hitting flick shots, you're just overshooting them, I would also really recommend turning down your sensitivity just a little bit. And that's also been another thing I've been recommending for the longest time, is lowering your, if you feel like your aim is really, really bad, I highly recommend lowering your sensitivity. That way it gives you a lot more control over your shots, you're able to see the players a lot easier, and you're able to hit them just a lot easier than you have before. So I really do recommend lowering your sensitivity as well. And if it just comes to long range, like say you play on linear settings and you feel like long range is just really, really bad, then I wouldn't recommend changing your X and Y sensitivity. I would just recommend changing your ADS sensitivity, your aim down sights sensitivity. You can probably lower that. And I ended up raising mine to about I think it was 11, 12, or 13%, but I did play on an 8% in a while, and I was cracking shots on linear with 8% aim down sights. But I feel like with close range, it was just a little bit too low. So I ended up changing it, because that's the thing about settings. It really is subjective, and a lot of you guys use different sort of settings. But I do stand by the overall point that if you feel like your aim is really, really bad, you feel like you're missing a lot of flick shots, whatever the case may be, I would recommend lowering your sensitivity a little bit. You don't got to lower it by like 10 points, but maybe just like 2 or 3 points tops, depending on the sensitivity you have. I would recommend lowering it. And if you guys are already on an extremely low sensitivity and you are still missing shots, then I would highly recommend getting Control Freaks. Or if you already have like a Scuff or Elite controller, using an elevated analog stick, I know that would drastically have a huge improvement on your aim. So those are basically the main things that I do to improve my aim, because I know a lot of you guys have been asking, what do I use? You know, do I have an elevated analog stick and just the sensitivity, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, I do play in a lower sensitivity than most people, but like I said, I do have a pretty I have a pretty tall analog stick, plus I have extra tension on my analog stick, meaning that I do play in a little bit higher sensitivity. I play in like a 52%, but honestly, it feels really, really low just because of the amount of tension that I have on my analog stick. So basically, what a 52% to me feels like could be like a 46 or 48 just because of how my controller feels. So that's pretty much it. Those are the two main things that I do for myself to improve my aim, is just adjust my sensitivity. If I feel like I'm missing shots, I do lower it from time to time. Plus, I do have quite a bit of a analog stick height adjustment on my right analog stick. I probably have one of the highest possible you can get. I feel like it helps with my aim quite a bit. And I would also recommend you guys try out Control Freaks, or if you have a pro controller, getting an elevated analog stick, whatever you guys can do. I feel like that will have a major improvement for you guys who play on a controller when it comes to your aim. But with that being said, that is going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys found this video very useful and also very helpful. And if you guys could, make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you guys do turn on those post notifications so you guys get notified for each and every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.